Let's bring the energy today, boys. Let's go.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. I'm Neil.
I'm Pat.
I'm Michael.
And this is the 4-on-1. We're covering everything football world. Boys, how are we doing this week?
Yes. Yes.
Yes!
One word to
Duh.
describe it. One word to describe this. Yes. Yes. I am ready. I am hyped. A lot of big announcements. Very exciting topic.
Yes.
Michael, how
Yes.
are you?
How are
I'm
we doing?
un-
How we
yes,
doing, Mike?
unreal. Super excited for this podcast. I think this is going to be better than we're kind of anticipating. I think this we'll get into it in a second, but a lot of big developments. Neil, please.
Agreed. So, breaking news, we are now on Spotify. So, from this point forward, we'll be uploading the full podcast to Spotify. Then only highlights are going to be posted to the YouTube account. So, we'll be advertising the link to the Spotify on the 4-on-1 Instagram, as well as the 4-on-1 TikTok at 4-on-1pod. Give us a follow. As well as post a link to our account in the description of the YouTube videos. Before we jump in, love to give
Hold on, just 1 second. It's pretty minor, but we also created a Twitter at 401pod.
Oh, I totally forgot about the Twitter.
Yeah, hey, look, if you have a minute, go follow the Twitter.
Give us a
and
follow.
If you like the channel, subscribe, leave a like, give
But
us some
of course.
constructive criticism in the comments. Give us something.
I would like to thank our sponsors, Daily Orton Attorneys at Law. They're located in Warwick, Rhode Island. They're a full-service law firm. Whatever your legal need may be, contact Kevin Daly, 401-921-5901. So today we're going to be talking about draft needs for the Patriots. So positions that really need to get filled on this Patriots team if they want to get a shot at 8-8 or a winning record this year.
Slow down. I'm not worried about a winning record. Let's do this.
A lot
Let's
of
do
people are.
Ooh.
I am sort of worried about a winning record this year.
Get into it.
All right. So, Pat, start it off. Go first. Go for it.
All right. So let's talk draft picks. Let's talk Pats. Okay.
All right.
The easy answer is quarterback.
Mhm.
Okay. Quarterback. These are hard shoes for Tom Brady to fill.
We'll see.
Obviously.
I disagree. We know that the wide receiver position and the offense as a whole sucks. We know that, except for running back, those positions lack skilled players. Stidham could be good. We don't know. He hasn't
Everything-
proven
Yeah,
anything
we haven't
yet.
seen enough from him yet.
Everything
Yes.
that we have said about Stidham and new quarterbacks is strictly dependent on what that pick is going to be. What happens in the draft? This is all dependent on the draft, which I'm why, for the first time in forever, I'm so excited for this draft. It's going to be the most interesting Patriots draft we've seen in a while.
Slow down.
Okay?
Slow down. You also
it
have to remember,
is.
our GM is Bill Belichick.
Fair.
He you know what he's probably going to do? With the 23rd pick in the NFL draft, the
A
Patriots
lineman
are
or
going to
something.
trade out of it for 2 twos. That's what he's going to end up doing.
Okay, let's get into it. Tom Brady, hard shoes to fill. What were some of the reasons last year that Tom Brady had so much trouble besides his age?
Lack of weapons. I think,
Weapons.
namely, loss of a lot of receivers and Gronk.
Rob Gronkowski.
yeah.
Gronkowski is the one I want to focus on. Okay. I want to start with the rumors. Oh, Gronk's coming back. He's going to go to the Bucs. No.
No way.
A year under his belt, no football. Any dream of his down the drain. He's lost so much weight. He's done. Okay. We right now, the New England Patriots are depending on Ryan Izzo.
Hey, and Matt Lacoste.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Not something that I want to take pride in, okay?
Mhm.
So dependent on if everything I'm about to say is dependent on if they stick with Stidham as their starting quarterback.
Mhm.
Cole Kmet out of Notre Dame,
Okay.
tight
All right.
end, 6'5", big guy. Injuries have been a problem for him, but they have with Gronk as well. Right.
Ended Gronk's career.
Still the greatest, my opinion, the greatest tight end of all time.
Most dominant.
Fair. Notre Dame, who he plays for, only played 2 ranked teams the whole year, Georgia and Michigan. And every single time, he scored a touchdown in both of those games. What does that tell you guys?
Can perform in the clutch.
Perform in the
Plays
clutch
when they need him.
He's
Big
an asset
plays.
to the team.
an asset to the team is that's the drawback for me. Speaking of drawbacks, he has been marked as not a great blocker.
Okay.
And whatever road that the Patriots decide to take, whether it's some new guy out of the draft or Stidham, it's going to be a new young quarterback. I think Michelle and White are going to be used a lot more just because it's a new guy.
So, Pat,
And you're-
figuring how this is going to be a run-heavy offense, and you are going to use your first pick of the draft on a tight end who's not good at blocking the run.
Yep.
What makes you think this is going to be a good pick at all?
Because his skill in the slot makes me comfortable. You see what I'm saying? There have been plenty of
As a
sick receivers.
receiver,
There have been plenty of sick receivers / tight ends that have made quarterbacks look really good.
I just don't see that happening as a rookie, especially in the Patriots system.
Do you see what I'm
rookie
saying? though?
wide receivers, I could be wrong, but rookie wide receivers, as far as I can remember, don't perform considerably well their first season.
I'm
I
not talking
think
about Robinson.
we're
He's a
gonna-
tight end.
I think we're going to be seeing an entirely new version of what we as New Englanders consider to be a Patriot system.
Well,
Because
yeah,
as-
obviously, it's
as-
going to be a
well-
completely
well,
new era.
Correct.
I mean, it's,
So
it's a new
but
play
as we
style.
talked about in previous pods, offenses kind of, and that's where we were debating the pros and cons of, is Brady a good fit for the Bucs? A lot of offenses revolve around the needs of the quarterback and the style of play of the quarterback. So I think depending on who we have in that slot, I think if we have Stidham, it's going to be kind of the same, but there's going to be a lot of new young players that we're just not used to seeing or experiencing. We're used to just
Well, no, I
relying on
disagree. I
veterans.
wouldn't be surprised if Bill went out and got like a veteran guy because that would make Stidham's job a lot easier to manage.
Here's what
Me
I'm
too.
saying. He's not the best blocking, but think about who we have right now. Is it Matt Lacoste?
Yes.
Matt Lacoste and Ryan Izzo, the greatest blockers you've ever seen? No.
No, but those
I mean,
guys also
when you
may
think
not
of it-
make the roster this year.
When you think of a tight end, what's more important, blocking or catching balls?
Catching, but like then again, it depends from team to team. If you have like a sick offensive line, like the Cowboys per se, then you don't need to have this extremely good blocking tight
And
end.
I'm not here to tell you that the Patriots O-line is sick, because it's not.
It's probably
very
below average.
I don't think it's below average. I think it's mediocre.
Last year was not very good.
It was lackluster.
Yeah.
It was
that's
nothing.
a very common
nothing,
word.
nothing to write home about.
Nothing to write
is
home
what
about.
I'm gonna say. But let's now right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop into Bill's mind. Okay, let's think of Bill's moves that he's made for this team so far. O-line, franchise tag tuning, right? Wide receiver, lost Dorsett, signed Bird, right? I'm not telling you
Jameer
that
Bird, he's some speedy guy from Cardinals.
Right.
Who knows if he's
Mhm.
even going to make the team.
All I'm saying is that they lost it, filled it. They have a solution. Do you see what I'm saying? They've solved it. Tight end,
But dude, then again, that's like saying they had a solution for Gronk by signing Matt Lacoste and drafting Ryan.
a little bit
Izzo.
different.
It
A little
is
bit
different.
It's
I'm
Philip
exaggerating.
Dorsett.
Yeah, but dude, you were one to say that Dorsett could be a number one receiver if Edelman were to go down.
That's not what I said. That is not
Yes,
what
you said if you're gonna lean towards one guy, you lean towards Dorsett.
It's not what I said. For everybody watching, in the past podcast, one of Neil's questions that he posed was, if Edelman were to go down, who would Brady depend on more? Not who would become the number one receiver. I think those are two very different things.
It's
It's
kind
of interchangeable.
it's implied
yeah.
because if
Anyway,
Edelman goes
but
down,
besides the
he's
point,
one.
let's Pat, please.
All I'm saying is that they've made no moves for tight ends, and they are lacking in that department. So honestly, I think in the first round, it's down to quarterback and tight end. That's all I see them drafting with.
I don't
Maybe a
know about that.
I
linebacker,
disagree,
maybe.
yeah.
Me too.
Maybe a linebacker. But, dude, when I think about that this linebacker, not necessarily the linebacker core, because we've lost a lot of guys. I'm not going to tell you we haven't. But what we don't lack on defense is leaders. We have the leaders. And we were talking about, me and Michael were talking about in the last podcast, we were kind of debating about it. And I agree that leaders are very important to a team.
Mhm.
So maybe we focus a little bit more on the offense. Maybe we laser in on more kind of like the focal points.
But I'm going to go back on my own points. You can have all the leaders in the world, but if you don't have skill players to fit those positions of need,
I agree.
then you're not going to be a very good team. You're not going to be able to
That's
string some wins together and maybe make a playoff appearance. So wait, Pat, is that all you got on?
I just think in this draft specifically, I think in this circumstance, in this draft for this year, we're going to have to build this offense around a young quarterback. No matter what circumstance happens, that's what's going to happen. I think we have enough defensive leaders to hold down the ship, and I think we need to laser in on either a quarterback and have Stidham and Mystery Man fight it out for the spot, or we throw in a tight end and see if we can get the mojo.
Yeah, see, I disagree. I think it wouldn't be stupid of them to get a receiver first. Like, if they were.
I don't think it'd be stupid.
But dude, there are some really, really good receivers in this draft. But I was looking at some of the mocks, and I was looking at like the top wide receivers.
They're gonna go.
Yeah, they
first
go
of all.
quick, and there are a lot of
really
solid
quick.
ones you can pick. I'm actually going to list a few. I actually have one wide receiver, which I think the Patriots might draft, but that's in the third round. I just don't see them picking a wide receiver first. I think they have many other needs.
Right.
Other than wide receiver in this draft.
In first round,
because
I think they will.
You also need to look. What did they do last year in the first round?
Draft the receiver?
Drafted a receiver. They're not going to draft N'Keal Harry. They're not going to draft a wide receiver in back-to-back years, number one. Because you know what that says? Hey, N'Keal Harry didn't pan out. Let's try it again. Let's run it back. And I just don't think that Bill Belichick is going to want to.
I have faith in N'Keal Harry. First of all, I don't think we've seen enough out of him.
I do too. And honestly,
but I don't think it'd be stupid of them all if they were to get like Justin Jefferson, LSU. If you don't think he could really help this team?
I don't know enough about the guy. I don't know where he's supposed to go or anything. I mean, maybe. It depends on what his stats are.
Where's he projected to go? What round?
So I watched a little bit of him playoffs. He really excels final minutes of the game, and we talked about it in the last pods. A lot of Pat's games this season are gonna come down to the final minute.
You need to also remember, dude, this is a rookie. The Patriots never rely on rookies early.
Agreed.
I mean, late in games, like they don't rely on
Michael.
rookies.
This is a little bit different. Have we ever had to rely on rookies?
Last year, dude, you had guys
Patriots?
like that Chiefs game with N'Keal Harry. Look, he was in bounds, but if he makes a better play.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying in the past, the Patriots have never had to rely on rookies. So I don't think what Neil's saying is crazy.
You can say that.
I don't think what Neil's saying is crazy because you're right. We did have to rely on N'Keal Harry, and we never had to do that before because we had what I thought Patriots veterans, straight veterans. That's not the case anymore.
I remember
young guys.
He had one.
You just got off saying that the defense still has basically all of their leaders. They still have veteran members on that team, veteran icons. They're not necessarily relying on young players right now on the defense. On the offense, you still got Edelman. Yes. He's like 34 years old. Your O-line is like late 20s, early 30s. I think really all it is, and it's like all it is, but like your wide receiver core is the only young thing on this team.
Now that I think about it,
yeah. With the exception of a tight end, if they're going to draft.
I'm kind of adding weapons as a whole,
receiving core.
That's what I mean as a whole.
Yeah, I remember that he had this one big game against Oklahoma last year. He had 14 receptions, 4 touchdowns, 220 receiving yards. He finished 2019 with 111 receptions, 1540 receiving yards, and 18 touchdowns.
You remember all those stats?
No, I have him down. I love this guy.
No, but I just see.
No, you know what? Yes, I did remember them.
Those numbers are pretty appealing to me, and I just don't think that guy's gonna be there because remember, for those of you who may not know, the Patriots have a first-round pick, the 23rd pick. They don't have a second because they traded that for Mohamed Sanu, and they have 3 thirds. A guy who caught 110 balls and 1,500 yards while putting up 200 yards and 14 catches against one of the best teams in the nation, I doubt is going to be there in the 3rd round, which is where I think they could potentially get a wide receiver. So basically here, Neil, if you don't mind, could I interject?
Go for it. Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to build off on what Pat and Neil kind of said. This team has a lot of holes, as we know. We've kind of already went over that. But don't they always have a lot of holes going into the year? You always say like, "Oh God, yes, you do."
We always come back to but we have Tom Brady.
Yes. Okay.
Always.
Yes.
Anytime I'm debating a Pats fan that says, "Oh, your O-line sucks. You don't have no receivers left," I was like, "Yeah, but we have Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
What happened last year?
Probably going to get us to win
what happened last year?
10 games.
We had no receiving core.
We had no receiver. So we had a hole, right? We had a hole on offense. And Brady wasn't enough to get us through that, right? So this year is different. We all know that it's nothing we've ever been through before. We lost our leader, Tom Brady. But we have other guys in this team. We need a new quarterback. Who's going to fill that gap? Who's going to be the guy to kind of get us back on track? And you can't say no one because Brady is replaceable. You can find a guy that can take on the leadership role that Brady had. I'm not saying clutch. I'm saying leadership. Listen, Neil, no.
No,
I couldn't
replacing Brady.
I
You
couldn't
have to get a
disagree more.
quarterback regardless. But
couldn't
you will
disagree.
never replace Tom Brady.
I could not disagree more. His leadership skills is one of the greatest things that he had.
But that
That's
is
what I'm saying.
you can find another leader. You can find a guy who has
You can
leadership
find
roles
another leader,
such as
not
Tom
to
Brady.
the level of Tom Brady.
You can find guys that exhibit leadership roles, sure. But
I think you can find a guy that has leadership roles who resemble Tom Brady pretty well. I'm not saying, Brady's one of the greatest. He is the greatest of all time.
Thank you.
But
Yeah.
you can find a guy that's like him. Last year he was a leader. What did that do for us?
fair.
We were a
Gosh,
wild card
playoffs,
exit.
what's the
I'm
division?
just saying. His
We
leadership-
only went to the playoffs tier.
His
Yeah.
leadership qualities are replaceable.
Okay.
But I do want to address some of the holes they have, obviously. Obviously, the weapons. We already talked about that a little bit. My top 3 receivers for this draft are a little side part. I got Jerry Jeudy out of Bama. He's going to go top 5, top 10. Henry Ruggs reminds me a lot of Tyreek Hill. Very speedy guy, kind of a gadget player. He's also out of Alabama. Alabama had 3 out of the top 5 wide receivers in this draft. They're crazy.
Absurd.
I got CeeDee Lamb out of Oklahoma, my number 3. Big beefy guy, really athletic, versatile, all that good stuff.
Big, beefy.
Yeah, Big beefy guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big beefy guy. Okay. All right.
So, all right, my pick for the Pats. I got a guy named Chase Claypool. I know nothing about him, so I looked at his stats. He's out of Notre Dame. He caught 1,000 yards last year. He's a very physical receiver. We like those nitty-gritty guys for the Patriots.
Absolutely.
His pro notes, he's ready for the pros. He shows a lot of qualities that resemble some pro receivers. He lacks some speed and route running, which is something that the Patriots would like to have. He's projected to go somewhere as a very late second rounder, maybe an early third, which for the
right in the
Patriots
Patriots ballpark.
Yep.
Right.
potentially.
Yeah, and the fact that me and I assume Pat hasn't heard of him is a good sign for us, especially if you're saying that he's showing some promise.
Yeah.
That we could really get this guy.
I think so. And then again, I mean, Belichick could trade up. You have a lot of picks this draft. I think you have 4 6-round picks.
Mhm.
Combine a few of those, maybe a third, get a second, something like that, draft this guy. It'd be appealing for Patriot fans to see how you traded up in the draft for a wide receiver. It'd look pretty nice. So for tight ends, I have no top 3. I got a little bit of a juicy take. I got Thaddeus Moss out of LCU. He's a 6'2", 250-pound tight end. He is the son of Randy Moss.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's because it's Randy Moss.
Yeah.
He's projected to be a mid-4th round pick. He has extremely good hands. This guy can catch everything. And
is he
unlike
beefy too?
unlike
Yeah,
Pat's
Is he beefy, Michael?
unlike Pat's pick for his first round pick, a guy who wouldn't fit the Patriots scheme at all, being an awful run blocker, this guy's an awesome blocker. He's sick. The only downside, he's very slow. He's not very fast, but Gronk wasn't the fastest guy in the world, which leads me to my point of being Gronk-esque, ? This guy resembles a lot about Gronk.
Slow down. Slow down. That's
Okay,
ridiculous.
Sunglasses.
so look, but dude, 4th round pick. He's supposed to go a mid-4th round pick. Patriots have a few. Why not? Why not?
I think if the Patriots are going to pull the trigger on a tight end, it's going to be early. I think it's going to be
No.
the first round.
How can you say that when there are so many? Like, all right,
Everything.
I'll get into
I want to
some
make it very clear. Everything I'm saying right now is very dependent on if the Patriots stick with Stidham.
Agreed. And if they don't
You
draft a
said
quarterback
that. You
first.
said that, but
Right.
elaborate on that. Because what do you mean?
The only two the only two uses of that first round pick I see are either maybe we'll trade. I don't personally see it, but it's a possibility. Trade, quarterback, tight
But
end.
dude, how can you say that when there are quarterbacks out there like Jordan Love and Jake
Yeah,
Fromm,
but
who you can get in the
here's
second,
what I'm
third,
thinking.
maybe fourth round?
All right. Answer me this. Quiz time. Did Belichick go to the combine?
No, he didn't. He went and
He went to
scouted some rando guy.
Some
That's what I'm
rando
saying.
guy.
I wouldn't be shocked if in the 4th round Belichick says, I'm going to pick this rando out of like Wyoming or like.
Yeah, that's what fourth rounders are
Mexico.
for.
That's what I'm saying. But just like, wasn't Stidham a 4th round pick?
Which is to my point, saying how they weren't planning on starting Stidham week 1 of the 2020 season.
Agreed.
I don't think
Maybe
that
they
they're going
plan
to
on
go
rolling with Stidham and keeping this college guy for backup because we all
I
know
just-
what happens when you when you put a rookie QB or a guy fresh out of college into a starting job right away and give him a starting salary right away.
Unless he's sick.
Yeah.
Unless
Like
he's
if it's
okay.
like Kyler Murray, dude, like had a pretty good season. He had a,
Yeah, he had an all right
he-
season.
Cardinals went like
fine
4 and
season.
12, dude. They
Dude,
were
but
like
he-
4
Johnny
5 and 11.
Manziel, all
Right,
those
he-
guys.
Johnny
Right.
Manziel? He
No,
sucked.
I'm saying got put into a role his first year.
Oh,
head
okay.
got to
Thank
be-
God. Thank God.
No, I'm saying there's a pattern of, and the Browns are the chief offender of. I'm gonna get we sucked last year. I drafted a sick quarterback out of college first.
Hey, you know what I think is going to happen this year? Joe Burrow. So I think it's going to suck. I think it's going to suck. So my third thing that I have is the offensive line. This should not be a surprise at all. It's a very boring pick, but it's a necessity nonetheless. My pick for the Pats is a guy named Cesar Ruiz. He's a 6'3", 300-pound guy out of Michigan. He specializes in the run game. I think that's kind of been my notes. It's just been about who can the Patriots get that would really benefit this run game, which I don't think the Patriots are any stranger to because last year I think they really started to depend on the run game, whether it was Michelle or James White. They're no stranger to it. They're trying to become run heavy. So
And
this guy
I think with a weaker wide receiver core especially, and they're just
yes, exactly. That's my point. Is that they got to
they're
run
going
to.
to go extremely run heavy. I
Yeah.
couldn't agree more.
So they specialize in the run game. He's super athletic. The one downside, not one, I keep on saying one, but one of the downsides is that he struggles with technique.
Okay.
Like he may like go too high on his blocks, like too low, or his footwork may not be well. But he maybe
Well,
can learn something in the NFL.
Yeah, in the league, dude, that's kind of important.
It is important,
No,
but you
I
can
think
teach those things. Those are
Bill can
teachable
train
things.
him.
You can't teach
Absolutely.
size. You can't teach athleticism necessarily.
Fair.
Those things are
They're
kind
just
of
some
like
things naturally, but you can teach the technique stuff, and that's
Yeah.
not
One more-
that wouldn't even be a flaw that I would be worried about as a coach because you can say, oh, he has these things. I can develop that. That's what coaches.
Yeah.
Like, coaches eat that shit up.
and I can't speak too much to that because I don't know a lot about it, but that's what I would assume. I mean, those are teachable things that a coach can do.
oh, definitely.
One more thing that I want to say is about the linebackers. Malik Harrison out of Ohio State. Okay, he's
The Ohio State.
the Ohio State.
I hate that.
He's balling around second, third round. So in ballpark for the Patriots. I want to say one thing about this guy. He has a 4.66 second 40-yard time as a linebacker. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with that.
Pat-
So thinking about someone who can getting to the quarterback. While we do have Gilmore, who is one of the best quarters in the league, the defense is hurting a little bit. And I think somebody speedy like that who can get to the quarterback fast is going to be able to kind of ease the pressure off this hurting defense.
Pat,
So
I'm really glad you brought up linebackers because I have two guys that I think the Patriots should go for.
I have a guy too.
I have Kenneth Murray and Patrick Queen.
Okay.
They are two super athletic guys I can see the Pats taking. Murray is 6'3", 240 out of Michigan. Queen is 6 foot, 230 out of LSU. So Murray, super explosive, sideline to sideline tackling. This guy's all over the field. He's an athletic freak, but he's not a very good pass defender. But given how the Patriots have a lot of good pass defenders, that shouldn't be a big worry. Patrick
Right.
Queen, on the other hand, is supposed to be taken a little bit later than Murray. He has really good on-field awareness, which is something that the Patriots always look for. He's a great pass defender, especially in the zone, something that Murray doesn't have. But the thing is, he's not very good at block shedding, and he only had 1 year of high-level production.
That's kind of important, no?
Yes, it is. But here's kind of like my overview. We always talk about the Super Bowl 50 Super Bowl where Peyton Manning won that, right? Why did he win that? One word.
He didn't win that.
His defense won that.
His
right?
defense did.
Defense. Okay. So because the defense won that, Peyton Manning didn't have to play that well. So let's say your starting quarterback week 1 is Jarrett Stidham. Let's say it's Jake Fromm. Let's say it's Jordan Love. Whoever it happens to be, you got to rely on the defense. Because you cannot assume that this guy is going to perform crazy good day 1. And you can't rely on his receivers because you don't know if this guy's going to be able to get it to his receivers year 1. So why not beef up the defense with your first-round pick and pick an athletic freak of a linebacker in Patrick Queen?
Because that's never how the Patriots have worked. I remember going
But this is uncharted territory. Like you've added on.
Agreed.
This is nothing we've
used
ever been
to
to.
the new Patriots. This is going to be these next few months. This will be one of the strangest things we've ever seen.
I agree. When I think of Our Lady of Mercy School,
Maybe.
when I think of Our Lady of Mercy School, where me and Michael went to elementary school, everything my dad said when I was like that age and went to that school, offense, defense, special teams. Bill, in the what's it called, in the press conference. Yeah, great. All 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, special teams.
The reason they went 12-4 last year is because of the defense and their
special
easy
teams.
schedule.
They will not bail on the offense. They will try to beef up the offense. They won't put all of their eggs in one basket and beef up the defense. It won't happen. It won't.
I think you got to take Kenneth Murray or Patrick Queen, one of those guys who's going to happen in the first round. Isaiah Simmons is like top 5. You're not going to get him.
Mhm.
But you take a elite first rounder because that's what you have. And you do that for a linebacker because you need a linebacker. You lost like 15 and a half guys in your front 7. How do you think that you're going to have any sort of pass rush, any sort of defense at all, not in your secondary? If you lost so many guys, you have to go into the draft and get someone. You didn't sign anyone.
They'll go out. I agree. They'll go out into the draft and sign someone, not first round.
Then what?
I don't
Third
think
or
it's a
fourth?
linebacker first round.
Third or fourth, yeah.
Why? You can't rely on a 3rd or 4th round pick.
Brady was drafted 6th round.
Oh my God, no.
Shit, that's an easy excuse. I'm just saying that 3rd and 4th, there are plenty of gems in the 3rd and 4th round, dude.
Yes, but don't you think that it's a lot easier to kind of – not easier, but it's
I just don't think
there's a better
linebacker.
chance of finding higher talent in the first round than the fourth
Sure.
round?
I don't think linebacker is our highest
No.
area of need right now.
Maybe not highest, but looking at what pick you have.
You know what?
just said
I
it.
wouldn't be shocked.
What the
I
players
wouldn't be
that are
shocked if
there
they took
are.
a linebacker.
You
But
just said it
anything's
yourself.
possible.
You
Anything's
just said it
possible.
yourself. It is not the highest need, and the first round should address the
And
highest need on the team.
before you interrupted me, I was going to say, given the players that are supposed to be picked in the first round, I don't see any wide receivers or tight ends that are supposed to be picked with the 23rd pick that the Patriots should reach on that really catch my eye. Patrick Queen and
Cole is right around there.
Kenneth Murray, according to ESPN, is the 23rd pick. That is the Patriots pick. He's supposed to go 23rd. Patrick Queen's supposed to go 28 or something. Those are 2 guys that are in the Patriots' wheelhouse they should pick. That's what I'm going to say.
Cole Kmet is, first of all, is right around there. First of all. That's the first thing I want to say. And once again, all dependent on the whole Stidham situation, but the 2 needs right now are quarterback and quarterback, and this is what I'm going to say, quarterback and receiving core.
Okay.
And I don't think
anybody that catches the football.
And I don't think they're going to draft a receiver because so many receivers are dipping really early because you said it yourself. It's such a talented class that it's going to go super early. So I don't see that happening.
They're not going to draft the middle of this year.
Exactly. I don't see it. But do I think that, hey, they need a guy, a big guy who can catch balls and make whatever happens, a young quarterback look better? I do see it. I do. And I think my final thoughts are that if you take the greatest need on a team, we've been talking about this entire time, we've kind of come to the conclusion. Greatest needs, obviously quarterback, we're to see what happens, tight receiving core, and linebackers. I think those are the 3 things that we draw. The question is why, and I think we're all in agreement that linebackers is not the greatest need right now.
We're not all.
It's a need.
We're not
It's
all
not it's not the greatest need. Is it a need? Yes. Is it the greatest? No. It's not.
No, but I'm saying for this draft, given the players who are supposed to be picked where they are, linebacker is the greatest need.
I disagree.
Interesting.
But you're not fine. All right. Well,
And I will respectfully disagree.
Agree to disagree.
That's right.
all right.
I think are we just about wrapped up? Boys. to episode 21. I'm Neil,
I'm Pat.
Michael.
and we'll see you next week. Let's
Let's
go!
go! All right.
All right, boys.